When I was about 30 years old, I was actually diagnosed with multiple sclerosis.
Everybody looked at us like we were crazy.
Our oldest daughter, who was 16 at the time, was diagnosed with a pretty rare and aggressive thyroid cancer.
Me and another buddy that were both kind of doing CrossFit at another gym, just a regular big box gym, we fell in love with that and decided, hey, we want to do more CrossFit. And so we talked to the gym that we were working out at about, hey, why don't we start a CrossFit here? They didn't want to do it. So he said, what if we do our own? I got together with, there was actually 8 of us at the beginning, and we all just kind of threw in a couple $1,000s a piece and decided let's just go for it. And we opened a CrossFit because there wasn't one around here anywhere, and it blew up really quick. And so we knew we had stumbled onto something pretty cool.
So I was a competitive gymnast for most of my middle school, high school years. Didn't do a whole lot in college with physical activity or sports. After marriage, we did the traditional go to the gym and throw around some dumbbells, that kind of thing. Through our 30s, we did a couple marathons, we did a couple triathlons.
We had a trainer at the YMCA back in the day, and he was pulling workouts off of the main website, and we were doing the YMCA. Everybody looked at us like we were crazy. You know, we're both competitive, so you cover that with the games and what they were doing, what CrossFit was doing with the games and the popularity it got there.
Still never felt like we were being fulfilled as athletes, if you will. But in our 40s, our oldest daughter, who was 16 at the time, was diagnosed with a pretty rare and aggressive thyroid cancer.
You actually have a connection to thyroid cancer. Tell us a little bit about your story.
Yeah, so 2 weeks after my 17th birthday, in 2015, I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. In March of that year, we had realized that there were some things off. I had a pretty significant growth on my neck, and I had some tremors. I was having like huge temperature swings, and a lot of things to lead us to believe that I have Graves' disease.
And for about 9 months, our focus was solely on her and making sure that she was healthy and getting her to all her appointments. Really, Jeremy is the one who kept saying, we need to do this. You would love it. We need to do this. Once we got her healthy, we got that first clear scan. That was sort of the catalyst.
I was actually diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. I did a lot of research, and I found out that a lot of the people that had been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis lived in the Western culture. And so most of that, I think, came down to the way that we treat our bodies. And so I changed everything I did about my health. And so I got really into working out, loved it, became a personal trainer, and started taking on clients and teaching other people how to take care of themselves, and was coaching classes. And then I stumbled upon CrossFit and absolutely loved it. I loved about CrossFit the fact that, number one, it's different every single day. And so I never get bored. I never kind of get stagnant. I always feel like I was getting better and growing.
I really enjoyed the core of CrossFit is constantly varied. And so I love that part of it. Many times you're kind of doing the same thing over and over and over and over in a pattern. You never know what you're doing in a CrossFit workout. It can be 12 minutes, it can be 20 minutes, it can be 5 minutes. You just don't know. And that variability really keeps you engaged.
I also love the intensity level of CrossFit. I found that intensity level to set it apart from every other thing that I'd ever done fitness-wise.
I've always said if you're an athlete, if you're competitive, CrossFit's kind of for you.
I finish every single workout on my back, out of breath, soaked in sweat, and I know for a fact that, man, I got a great workout in. And so just loved everything about CrossFit and fell in love with it quick.
10 years ago, we were hooked. I loved it so much that I started coaching within about the first 2 years. Been coaching for about 8 years now, and we've never looked back. I feel better when I'm here. Look at it. It's big, it's bright, it's beautiful. You know, we have everything you could ever want.
We have a phenomenal facility. We have probably the biggest and, in my opinion, one of the nicest CrossFit gyms that I've ever been to, and I've been to a lot of CrossFit gyms. We have a huge, really great facility.
I feel better when I get to interact with my friends and with our members when I'm here.
CrossFit is all about the community. You know, you turn around and see that all of a sudden, all of your friends, everybody you hang out with, it's all people from your CrossFit gym. And there's just something special about that.
We're very fortunate. When I travel, I go to other CrossFit gyms, see what that looks like. You go to some that have a great community, you go to some that just feels like people show up to class and they leave. That's not this place. This place is an amazing community with an array of ages, right? I mean, you have members that are just coming out of high school and are in college. You have members that are 70 years old, right? And so we span the gamut of that. And then we get together and we celebrate each other. The Open's coming up.
The people in 859 is what makes 859 what it is. People talk about gym cultures, and I think our culture is super friendly, super accountable. We push each other with kindness, and that's a great way to reach our fitness goals that we all come in here with on day one. While you're pacing the room and while people are warming up, they're telling stories. We know about everyone's ailments, and you show up to check on your people, and you show up to fill your cup with being around friends and people with similar interests. We all kind of have a similar goal. Everyone has an entire life outside of this building, but when they come in here, they just want to be the best they can be in this room. And the members encourage each other and hold each other accountable. And how could you not come back? There are nights that I lie in bed and I think, oh, gosh, I wonder how John's knee is today. Or I wonder if Becca got that job. Or gosh, I need to ask Susie about her daughter was having trouble at school. Those things, you take that home with you.
It's very rare in life that you have the opportunity to help people change their life. As a parent, you try to do that, but from a business standpoint, how do you do that? CrossFit literally changes people's lives. We have members who are no longer on heart medication, are no longer on diabetes medication. We have members who've lost hundreds of pounds.
The people coming back, and not just the community side of stuff, but again, seeing new people come in and experience that drastic difference in their life.
Members don't always realize what they're capable of, and seeing people set a goal and achieve it is the best part.
And then the athletes, we have some crazy athletic people, again, regardless of age, doing amazing things. And then you have people who maybe are in their journey of life that they're not in the shape that they used to be, or maybe they're out of shape, right? And seeing them make the transformation or maybe get that energy back that they've lost.
And again, this is my happy place. It's a big, beautiful, bright building, but this is where I'm happiest. So it's kind of an easy thing to show up every day. Yeah.
One, two, three, great.